Yes, we are.
All right, so
Yes.
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what happened? Monday was a fantastic start. Wouldn't we say that? Monday was informative, interactive. We have people at
Yes,
top.
it was.
People, huh?
Yes, it was.
It was. All right, so guess what
Indeed.
happened? Before we start, we are going to do a little recap just for individuals. Sorry, just for individuals who weren't here. I think G. Allen, G. Allen, you know, some attempted to call you Gary. I don't know if I say your name. You say your name?
Garfield.
Garfield. All right, Garfield, for Garfield purpose, let us see what we can let him understand based on what transpired. So guess what happened? As I said before, my sessions are normally interactive, vivacious. I want have no, talking to me. I love people talk to me, because sometimes when I like the talking, I love them, so I talk a lot, right? But I want to hear other individuals in the group. So you're not going to hear me alone at talk. Good. We are gonna have persons interacting, and this is an interacting session. I want everybody. I don't want just a few, like everybody to start talking. How my sound? So first, hello.
Yes.
Wanna drop asleep on me already?
We're here, man. We're here.
We're there.
Why me think some get boring and everybody start sleep so soon? Why me I forgot take a check? All right, so we are going to do a recap first and foremost, and then we go into the three main topics for today. So objectives is to start the recap, and then we run right into leadership and team culture and motivation and emotional intelligence. And then we go right into the mix of the matter, which is leadership and discipline, right? But first and foremost, who wants to be the starting batsman? To tell us a little bit of what you understand based on what was stated on Monday. Anybody? Go ahead, Teresa.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
One of my main takeaway was that there is a difference between management and leadership.
But you never know that, don't?
No, I never really thought of it that way. So a leader more has to inspire and more of a visionary, motivator, while a manager is more planning and organizing and executing that vision.
Exactly. So can we both have, based on what you learned on Monday, can we both have a leader, a good leader, and a good manager in one?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. And a leader who has, or manager who has good leadership qualities, and a leader who has good management skills is effective in any organization for growth and development. Don't, because you can't have one. I mean, it is good to depend on each other, but it's also good to have both qualities, not so?
Yes.
All right, anybody else?
One of the takeaways for me from yesterday's session is that
Monday.
there are several styles, on Monday, that there are several styles of leadership. In my opinion, the more useful type is probably the transformational type of leadership, and maybe the least versatile, I should say, the least versatile style is probably the authoritative. Each one of these styles have their specific uses and are applicable in different situations, and
Good.
nobody has to be just one thing.
Exactly. So you can, all right, so we looked on 9. We're going to go back on the slides because I have some here, sorry. And we are going to say it is good to have, out of the 9 that was stated, it's good to have at least 6 or 7 to be an effective leader, no? Roel?
I would agree with that. But can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Suppose you're able to acquire all of them.
All 6 or 9?
All 9 of them.
Okay.
It wouldn't be a logical question to ask if that's a bad thing, but I'm thinking that if there are 9 different styles playing around in your mind, the process of trying to select which one is best might hamper the whole leadership experience, how you actually tackle problems.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that happens when you have too many tools at your disposal?
No, Garfield as soon talked as soon. Let me just answer Ruel. Ruel, if in an organization, especially now, where we have plethora of generations, Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z. We have to have different leadership qualities to deal with all of them. So yes, we can have all 9, but guess what happened? When we are exhibiting or executing our leadership styles, we're not going to do them one time. So the way how we're going to affect leadership on the Gen Z, we might not use the same leadership styles on Generation X or Generation Y. You understand what I'm saying? So you can exhibit all 9 qualities of the leadership styles, but you're not going to utilize them at the same time, if that makes sense. Does
Yes,
that
that
answer
does
your
make sense.
question?
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay, thanks. All right, go ahead, Garfield.
Well, if I may just add to the conversation, in my mind, the way I see it is that a good characteristic of a good leader and or a good person who has to manage people is that before you start leading or managing those people, you need to first assess the people you are trying to lead or to manage.
Very
And
good.
the people that you are trying to lead and manage, most times what you recognize is that, especially if as the number gets larger, so a person with just 2 persons to manage or so on, you may find that one strategy works well, but usually if the number becomes larger, then you are going to find that once you have started studying each person and their characteristics and how what they respond to better, it's kind of like teaching. Then you would recognize that you can't use one formula.
Exactly.
So for me, I would say what it is always best to possess, understand, and try to be able to execute all the different types, but you would have to assess case by case, person by person, what needs to be applied in the particular situation for the particular person accordingly, because you can want 2 persons to do the same thing, but you have to approach both persons differently.
Exactly my point. So we understand that individuals can have different leadership qualities within them, right? Anybody else want to, before I jump into the recap?
Ms. Smith,
Yes.
Miss Hall here. Galaxy M10, could you please identify yourself? If you don't have a microphone, could you write in the chat, please? Galaxy M10. So we can mark or register. Okay, Miss Smith, you can proceed. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Anika. All right, anybody else want to jump in before I continue?
Yeah, with respect to recapping, what was learned and what stood out is that in order to be an effective leader, you must be able to inspire others, to motivate others, to coach others, and to mentor others. So those are the main characteristics of an effective leader. And also, what was said is that a leader must have a dream. A leader must be able to do things outside of the box, not always follow the status quo, but must be able to invent things, be innovative, and so on. So those were the takeaways for me.
Good. So in other words, when you see, Nicola, this question is for you. When you see all of those, how do you feel differently now that were you doing anything differently based on what you learned on Monday? Were you doing anything differently, and how will that impact you going into your organization?
Well, after speaking with Miss Carrodos, I was telling her that because she was asking me what my dream was, but I was telling her mainly to be the best I can be in whatever I do. So she pointed out to me that you can't just want to do something general. It can't be general. You must have a specific dream that you're working towards, or you may find yourself being all over the place. So that was a takeaway for me. But other than that, I think I have the qualities to influence and motivate and inspire others. So I think those are some qualities that I possess.
And that's good qualities, you know. And just piggybacking on what she said about be specific. I remember when I was young, going to college, my days, long time ago. And I remember one of my lecturers said to me, she said to me, you know, say if you want to dream, you have to dream big. So if you don't have the money and you want a car, nobody look at any car when you drive on the road. No, so. And some want that car there because you will go pick up anything. She said, go into the showroom. And just pick out the most expensive one. If you want a red one, go on the red car, man, and touch it and say, yes, claim it. So it's the same thing now. Like if you're having a vision, you want to be, I think you were the one who said you want to be a motivational speaker.
Yes, I was.
Good. So what you can do is get up a morning time and talk to yourself. Motivate yourself. That's a listen, I am beautiful. Today's going to be an energetic, today's going to be an energetic day. May I go be the best person ever. Anybody come around me, guess what? They can't touch me because this positive energy is here. So you start with yourself and then you pick a target. Who do you want to motivate? What is your target market? So those are the things you can tap in.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else? No? Guys, remember we said, sorry, Nicole.
One other thing that stood out to me, because it relates to me, is that she said that managers are risk averse while leaders are risk takers.
Exactly. Why? Because we are transformational. They said that you have to be transformational. So if I want to be an effective leader, I can look on something. So for instance, I'm in an organization that requires me to have maximum sale. I want to increase my sales, right? Do you think I'm going to be laid back and say, all right, I want to increase sales by 20% and doing the same thing? No, I can't. So while a manager will say, Lord Jesus, me don't know if me could do it the right way because I might lose sales. A leader will say, no, what we can do for increase sales? Are we going to do more promotional activity? Are we going to do more rebranding? Are we going to, do something different? Because we want to transform the whole thing for that we get the 10 or the 20% increase in sales. Right? So we are going to step out there boldly because guess what? A win-win. We're not even thinking about losing. But the manager said, Lord Jesus, if me lose, what will happen? My job is at stake. My team members might not like what me do. And, them start finding a problem for the solution before they solve the problem, right?
Right.
All right.
Agree.
All right. Anybody else? Wait, Edward, not on this call. No? Anybody else? All right. So guys, since there's nobody else want to jump in, so we said that just for Garfield and anybody else who might have jumped on, we said that leadership is the influence and resources. We use influence and resources to achieve common objectives, goals, and our vision. So anything that is available, right? Anything that is available, we're going to utilize that to ensure that we reach or realize what it is that we want to do, right? And as Nicola said, that we have to have a vision. Good leadership qualities entails that we have vision. We have to have a dream, like Martin Luther King said. I have a dream. He never said a dream and he never realized the dream, but he said he had a dream and it was realized. So even if you have a vision and a dream for something, if you put it in effect, even if you do not see it, when you gone, your name I go call, like Martin Luther King. No, so, and Bob Marley. When Bob Marley say, I go break boundaries and barriers to sell reggae all over. Where are we now? He did not live to see it accomplished fully, but it is happening now. So even if your name not call, then it got call after because you visualize it already, right? All right, so we look on leadership versus management, and we said that effective leadership, it should influence, it should motivate, it is goal-oriented, it is also inspiring, it is creating, it is innovating, and it is mentoring. On the other hand, management control, monitoring performance, coordinating, organizing, planning, staffing, and their risk averse. As I said before, we should put in a mix too with leadership that they are risk takers, right? Any questions?
Not from me at the moment.
We also look at leadership styles and effective leadership. So remember right here, so right? This is what we were talking about. Leadership styles and effective leadership. So the 9 that we have done, the most popular, because they have a lot more, you know, them, you know, just limited to them 9 here alone. But these are the most popular styles that is utilized in organization. Yes, Nicola?
No, sorry.
Okay, your mic is open. So we said that we need a motivational and charismatic leader. Yes, Terza? I hope me call your name right. You know, Terza,
Yes,
your name right?
Terza.
Okay, good.
right.
Look here though, I have a problem if I ask people first.
No problem.
If I tell me them name, because I have a problem if I change up people's names. So it's Terza, right?
Correct.
Good, Terza.
Yes.
Go ahead, Terza.
No, it's just that in our discussion, I don't think the aim is for us to look at manager in a negative light, but to aim to be leaders and possess leadership qualities. So it's not like to say being a manager or management is bad per se.
No, we're not saying that. You know, what we're saying is that you have some persons who have great leadership qualities, and these are the leadership qualities that needs to be an effective leader. But on the other hand, you have some managers who should have had these, but this is what they have. So it's not about looking at it from a good or bad light. We're looking at the comparisons.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So let us continue. Motivational and charismatic leader. How much of us want that? I think that are the most influential one, because Ruel said that the one that he's